Hey guys, my name is CJ. This is Jumpstart Hobbies, and today we're going to talk about how you can make $30 an hour painting miniatures. First, let's break this down mathematically as we analyze our 3 commission artist mindsets. Number 1, display painter. This can be an option for those who have the desire to paint a single miniature to a display quality for companies or collectors and have the skills to back it up. This is mostly reserved for competition-winning painters that can effectively produce masterful pieces in a timely manner. An example of this, for $30 an hour, if you paint one display miniature for $150, that requires 5 hours or less of work per miniature, plus adding in additional expenses. Our second mindset is elite unit painters. This name comes from the term in the most popular game in the hobby, Warhammer 40,000. Many serious players want their strongest units to look the part on the battlefield and are willing to pay good money for individual units to be painted to a very high standard. Painters in this category must not only be able to produce great looking pieces, but also be able to do it in a timely manner, to be effective in cost per hour. An example of this, for $30 an hour, if you paint one elite unit miniature for $60, that requires 2 hours or less per miniature, plus additional expenses. Our third mindset is tabletop standard. Like the elite unit painters, this name is also derived from Warhammer 40K. Some players love playing the game, but don't have the painting skills or patience to bring their army up to the standard they desire. This is where you step in. Because armies have multiple copies of the same units, this category can be the most boring for some, but for those with the skill and speed, it can also be the most lucrative. Another subset of this category is today's world of miniature-based board games from companies like Cool Mini or Not. Both examples will be looking for miniatures painted to a tabletop standard to look good from an arm's length away. An example of this, for $30 an hour, if you paint one army miniature for $10, that requires you to paint 3 miniatures an hour, plus additional expenses. Sometimes commission artists will break down their fees into multiple levels that might include the above 3 categories or even more for precise pricing. Things like assembling, basing, and customizing miniatures takes time, which increases the overall cost of the job. The biggest thing to remember when it comes to painting miniatures is to get paid for all the hours worked. Don't forget to price in things such as prepping, packaging, supplies, and the previously mentioned time consumers. It's all about producing as many completed miniatures of your chosen standard as you can per hour. Every small task that isn't painting should be calculated into that formula when figuring how much each job is earning per hour. Here are some popular miniatures for a client base. Board games. Today's modern board games can contain over 100 miniatures and have dedicated players. These board gamers also have large collections and might not have the artistic skill or free time to paint. Warhammer 40K / Games Workshop. This is the industry standard in miniature quality and competitive play. Being an army-based game means players need piles of plastic painted to be able to play. This is a good entry point for finding jobs or buyers of painted miniatures. Next is Dungeons & Dragons / role-playing games. Each player in a D&D campaign grows attached to their beloved characters, making this a great opportunity to paint these fantasy-themed characters to a high standard, since they only need to buy one miniature, in most cases, to represent their character. I've noticed buyers are willing to spend premiums for well-painted figures. Some buyers may also need hordes of monsters or terrain painted. The last category is popular figures of media. Popular anime such as Dragon Ball Z or Naruto have cult followings that would love an action figure painted to a professional standard. Taking the out-of-the-box paint job and bringing it to an artistic level can return good profits from the fans of those shows, or even 3D printing custom minis. Let's go over some general business tips for commission artists. First is your portfolio and website. Showcase your best works in an online portfolio and set up a professional website to attract clients. Using websites such as GoDaddy, Wix, or Squarespace are great places to start. Next is pricing and quotes. Develop a clear pricing structure based on factors like size, complexity, and deadlines. Provide detailed quotes for transparency. Learn your speed capabilities from experience for each standard of painting you offer. This will allow you to factor in the number of miniatures you can complete each hour so you can calculate your projected hourly rate achieved. Don't forget the small time-consuming tasks in a project. Next is communication. Establish clear communication channels with clients to understand expectations and to provide regular updates. Then you need to know time management. Set realistic timelines and manage your workload efficiently to meet deadlines. Don't book too many clients under the same dates and be backed up and not able to fulfill your orders. Next, we have social media and marketing. Utilize social media to showcase your work, engage with the community, and attract potential clients. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and your own website are great platforms. Next is client contracts. Use written contracts outlining project details, payment terms, and delivery dates to protect both parties. I recommend taking half the payment up front and the other half after delivery. Customer service. Prioritize excellent customer service by promptly addressing queries, concerns, and feedback. Constant improvement. Continue honing your skills through practice, workshops, and seeking feedback from peers and mentors. What about tools for commission painters? I've covered materials needed in previous videos that I'll link at the end of this one, but if you're watching this, you probably already have a good collection. One of the biggest factors in making more money as a commission painter is speed. Here are some time-saving tips. Number 1, build your skill. Get better through hours of time and hundreds of miniatures. Being able to paint to a higher standard generally makes your lower skill jobs be accomplished faster. Next is stop searching for perfection. There's an old quote by Winston Churchill that perfection is the enemy of progress. These are words to live by as a commission painter. Not every job requires your best miniature ever. It only requires the level you promised the buyer. Your job is to accomplish that standard in the fastest time possible. Airbrush when possible. The airbrush covers a large area quickly, which is invaluable as a commission painter, especially on larger pieces such as monsters and vehicles. Next, we have spray can when applicable. Airbrushes let you apply smooth layers of primer, zenithal highlighting, and clear coat with precision, but when it comes to painting 50, 100, or even more miniatures, spray cans are much faster at getting those jobs done. Use assembly line batch painting on similar colored miniatures. Group minis by their majority colors such as skin tone, clothing, or metallics. Then you have your time-saving techniques such as washes, dry brush, and zenithal highlighting mixed with translucent paints. Those are all great techniques for increased speed. Priming is a base coat. When the majority of the miniatures require a certain color, try to prime as that color to save the base coating step. I recommend Rust-Oleum's 2X paint and primer cans. Here is the chart I made that matches the main colors of each Warhammer faction the best I could. Test out these cans as base coats for speed painting your armies. Once your skills and speed are at the adequate level to churn out commission jobs, the next thing to focus on is acquiring those jobs. Here are some client acquisition tips. One is selling board games on eBay. I was lucky enough to acquire a client after they bought one of my painted board games on eBay. They liked my paint job so much they asked me to paint more board games for them. Board game collectors are a great resource for the tabletop standard. Post some of your miniatures or board games you've painted on eBay and reach out to the customers looking for more work. Next is pre-painted Warhammer units on eBay. You can also paint popular miniatures in hopes of selling them on eBay, but this costs your time investment up front and relies on finding a buyer for those specific units. Listing a commission service on eBay. This doesn't require the upfront time investment once you have pictures from your previous jobs as reference. This is a competitive market but can also be a good way to find more business. Business cards. Create cards with your contact information and business logo to send buyers of the painted miniatures. These can build a contact list of possible clients for future work. Next, you have local game stores. Your local game store should be a hub for Warhammer players. Ask the store owners if you can post a flyer in the store to offer your painting services. The same can be done on the store's Facebook page. They might want you to paint an entire army or their elite units. Another thing is Etsy, Fiverr, and other similar websites. These websites are the easiest to get eyeballs by having the largest collective of sellers, giving a secure feeling for shoppers, but it has high competition all trying to undercut each other. Another thing is Craigslist, Facebook, your personal website, or other social media. These websites can be a good place to post your services for sale. You could use it as free advertisement or pay for ad space. In summary, decide what type of painter you are, learn the business aspects, get good, get fast, acquire clients, and profit. So take your first step today to start that new side hustle or possibly new career. Pro tip, Amazon affiliate links for everything in the video are in the description below. So like, comment, subscribe, click this video, and until next time, we'll see y'all later.